What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to Repair, Revive, Repeat. Hope everybody's having an awesome day. Today we're going to be taking a look at old school Sony PS1. This one is actually one of my friends. He's asked me to clean it, get all the dust and crap out of it, and then he wants me to do a soft mod on it. So when I say soft mod, I mean we're just going to be changing out the LED. This is something that anybody can do. Super easy. But it makes the world of difference when it comes to the PlayStation. Adds a little bit of character to it. And I mean, the green light is cool, but then there's cooler colors. So you guys stay tuned till the end to see what color this guy picked. So before we get into the video, I want to thank my newest subscribers. We are almost up to 500 views. We're at about 45 hours of view time. And this is all in just 9 days. It's incredible. I did not expect anything to go this fast. Like, it's incredible. I'm happy. I can't believe it. And I love doing this. I thought that being in front of the camera was going to be awkward. But now that I'm actually getting these out there and people are actually giving me a response, I can't get enough of it. I love standing here talking to you guys, getting this out to the world, save our planet, keep the earth greener. Let's frickin' go. Alright, you guys, so this is the PS1 that we're going to be doing a little bit of surgery on today. I have everything that I need set up and ready to go. We have our trusty dusty paintbrush. We got our LED, which is a 12 volt LED. We've got our flux sitting back here for any solder job that I'm going to do, which this is going to require a little bit of soldering. I always have my flux ready and handy. Got my screwdriver. We got the toothbrush. And we got a cotton swab just in case. You never know. Oh, and you can't forget the IPA, because we definitely want to give her a good cleaning. So I'm going to set you guys right in front of this PS1. Give you front row seats. Go ahead and adjust it down right here. I'm going to do minimal editing when it comes to this. I'm not going to speed anything up. If I do, that obviously means that it was taking longer than I planned. But this should not be more than a 20 to 30 minute job. And that's with the cleaning and the swap as well. But if it's any longer, fine. I'm totally cool with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this thing taken apart, get it all nice and dusted out, see what it looks like on the inside. I know it works. This is my buddy's. But we will still hook it up over here and just make sure that it works. It's just good practice to do that. And then, yeah, we will get into it. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see what this thing looks like. It's a small mod, but I love doing this. So we'll go ahead and set these tools off to the side real quick. Go ahead and get her hooked up real fast. And I love old school simplicity. It is so easy just to hook this thing up, turn it on, and watch it go. Go ahead and tuck my cables back. Then we're going to go ahead and take Star Wars Rebel Assault 2. This is my favorite testing disc. Make sure that it works. Opens nice and easy. Alright, let's go ahead and power her on. Ooh, it's making a weird noise. Odds are that is just the TV. Go ahead and turn this down because the music is copyright. Definitely don't want no strikes. So obviously it works perfectly fine. We will go ahead and hook up this controller that he provided. Make sure that it works as well. And this is the controller. It is actually quite dirty, so I'll probably give this a nice little clean. The controller is plugged in. Let's just go ahead and skip this stuff. And as you can see, it boots right into the game. Controller works fine. It's always a good sign. Alright, so we have a working PS1. Just slammed his controller on the table. Not ideal, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So we'll go ahead and power it on off. Get my disc out of here. Get everything unhooked. I'm gonna adjust you guys real fast. And then we will get her flipped on her back just how she likes it. LOL. And then I'm going to go to town on this bad girl. So anytime that you guys are taking something apart, or if you're using this as an informational video to do something of your own, always make sure that you have some kind of little dish or something that your screws can go into. You don't want to lose them. Otherwise you can have a bad time. Sorry if my hand's in the way. Alright, so I got my screws set aside. Go ahead and flip her on back. So it does look like there is quite a bit of dust on the inside. So we'll go ahead and get this thing apart, get it nice and cleaned. We'll get the power supply out, get this light pulled. Anytime that you're messing with the power supply, specifically with this PS1, what I like to do is push that power button and drain these caps as best as you can. You don't want to get shocked. They can pack quite a punch. It will hurt. So we'll go ahead and just start getting everything unhooked. I love how straightforward this old school tech is. Super easy to work on. This one wants to fight me a little bit. There we go. Alright, then we will start with the disassembly. Whoopsie. I am trying to go a little bit fast because he does want to pick this thing up today. Said that he just recently got Final Fantasy VII and he wants to get down on that. Totally understandable. I own that game and I think it's the best game of all time. That thing definitely did not want to come out so easy. Go ahead and get that set off to the side. So I'm curious once we get this out, and I'm always curious. Is this modded in any other way? So you guys might notice some slight edits. Unfortunately, my phone started going off. And I don't want you guys having to listen to that when you're trying to watch a video. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just leave the controller ports. These look fine. Since I'm pressed for time, I'm just going to give them as good a clean as I can and leave it at that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get this power supply out of here. I'm going to set this off over here. I'm actually going to give all this other stuff a quick little dust off. So as you guys can see, no modding on this board, unfortunately. But what is actually very fortunate, is there is minimal dust on here. I thought I was going to have to give this thing an alcohol bath, but it looks like she's going to be perfectly fine. So we'll just go with the trusty dusty brush. Set the motherboard off to the side. We'll get the disc reader tray. Go ahead and just give that a quick little dust off. And then we will set that off to the side as well. We'll grab our power supply. Always be careful when you're handling these, always. Give this a quick little dust off. I am using a soft bristle brush, so it's very unlikely it's going to damage any of the components on this board. And then for the time being, we're going to set that off to the side. So what I have here is a 12 volt LED, our mystery color LED. And I'm going to go ahead and take my trusty dusty soldering iron, and I'm just going to melt this solder right here and pull this old girl out of here. So when it comes to doing something like this, soldering irons do heat it up to extreme heat, so you're definitely going to want a decent pair of tweezers. Don't squeeze too tight. You can actually pop this little LED or crack it or fracture it or what have you. You always want to be careful. Also, you always want to mark which side is positive so you know which orientation you need to have before you actually install it into the power supply. Okay, so after a nice long search for my tweezers, I have established the fact that a certain little heathen, my daughter, decided to use my tweezers for one of her projects, and she has no idea where they went. So we're going to use these guys. Not ideal, but it'll work. So I got my soldering iron nice and heated up. And we're going to go ahead and melt the solder joints right here, and then pull out the LED on this side. Should be straightforward enough. So anytime that you guys are working on something like this, you always, I don't care if you're desoldering or soldering, you want to add flux. It is an absolute must. It helps the solder flow. It helps it get a much stronger connection. You will not have cold joints if you use flux. So I just use a little toothpick. And I put on a nice healthy dose here. I then take my soldering iron and I'm going to heat up these joints right here. Ideally, I would want to use a wick, a desoldering wick, to get some of the solder off, but I don't have any on hand, unfortunately. So we're just going to go with heating this up and super light pulling pressure. So just that quickly. Melts the solder. We got one joint left. Fortunately, this is not as easy as I was hoping it was going to be. The tweezer would make this a lot easier. We do still have a good amount of flux on there. And boom, just like that, we have our light. Super easy. So projects like this are great for anybody who's learning how to solder. Just pulling random stuff off boards like this or bigger. It's a great way to learn how to solder efficiently. I do want to state the fact that I have been doing this for many, many years. Probably 15 to 20 years at this point. So I do have a good bit of experience with it. Anybody that decides to do this, and I'm sure the other YouTubers say this as well, we do not assume any responsibility if anything were to happen. But at the same time, things are definitely bound to happen when it comes to something like this on your first try. So don't be disheartened if something does. So now we have our power supply. We have our light right here. We're going to go ahead and add some flux. Don't need a crazy amount, just enough to help it flow. I'm going to go ahead and hold this. It's got some weight to it, so holding this with my pliers, and I'm doing it very gently, should be enough to help this board separate. All right, so there's one joint. And there's two. Super easy. Alright, so now that we got that done, if you guys look closely at this board, I don't know how well you can see it on this camera. They have it marked positive right here, pointing to the front. So this is a model number SCPH-7501. So if you ever encounter a power supply like this, the positive is going to be toward the front, negative is going to be toward the rear. So we will go ahead and get our LED nice and ready. Alright, so we got our LED in. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit more flux. Again, this is going to help your solder flow much better and connect to whatever it is you're trying to solder to. We will take my trusty dusty soldering iron, go ahead and heat up this solder. And just that easy, you guys. We got the light in. So now we will go ahead and get this thing hooked up. See how she works. Well, make sure that she still works and make sure the light works. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and proceed with assembly. Picking up a bunch of my hair. I need a haircut. Alright, easy peasy. Next up, we're going to go with the motherboard. Alright, so next up, we're going to go ahead and get this guy plugged back in. We're going to plug in the motherboard to the power supply. Then we're going to do controller ports to the motherboard. And last but not least, we're going to do the laser reader and get that plugged into the motherboard. Super easy, super straightforward. Older tech like this is so easy to work on. I wish it was still like this today. I hate working on PS4s and PS5s. It is just not enjoyable because of the amount of effort that goes into actually getting the thing apart. I'm going to go through and do a quick little dust job. Make sure that if you ever do something like this that you're not touching the laser. Thankfully the laser is recessed into the housing of the laser reader, so you don't really have to worry about too much contact. Then we will go ahead and get this guy back on. Flip her on her back, her favorite position. And we'll go ahead and get all the screws back. Now some people might be like, why doesn't this guy use an electric screwdriver to make it faster? I grew up used to manual labor, that's why. Alright, so getting my area nice and clean up real quick, we will go ahead and flip her back. And we'll get right to testing and making sure it works okay. Okay, y'all ready? What color do you think it is? Say down in the comments below. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. Beautiful blue. Absolutely gorgeous. So I did ask him if he wanted anything else custom done to this thing. He said, no thank you. He likes going old school. He just wants me to give it a good wipe off. The case is slightly faded. I don't know if that shows up on camera, but it does kind of have a little bit of discoloration to it. Maybe in the future he might want to do something. Maybe I can repaint it gray for him, but he does like the old school Sony look. So, and I personally, I like that as well. I think that this looks great. I think that the blue complements the gray way better than the green. Alright, that is a PS1 soft mod. Super simple, super easy, anybody can do it. You can put whatever color light you want in there. This is a 12 volt blue LED that I actually stole from a Wii board that was non-functional, and I've only been using it as parts for capacitors, transistors, diodes, fuses, all that good type of stuff. So, pretty straightforward. So if you guys want to see more stuff like this, let me know. I need comments. please subscribe. I would love to grow, get the word out there. There's so much stuff out there that we can save or repurpose, as you just saw. I mean, we took a Wii board LED and put it in a PS1. That just goes to show that there's so many different components out there in the world that can be used for other things and save it from the landfill. Help me keep our Earth green, healthy, beautiful. Let's do whatever we can to help contribute to keeping this Earth nice and healthy, you guys. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for the views. Thank you for the subscriptions. I appreciate all of you. And I will catch you in the next one.